This is Boadu TV. Truth and integrity.
Amunyina kwaba emfa embraswe. Mesre ya semu amofu diska wagana o enye easy sike hwegu wagana nya saketwa. Na onim se aban baye omobie Development Bank Ghana. Yesisi kedi bia koso ho no. Enya saketwa ama sesia Akufo Addo ne nua Ofori Atta omontem ayabasa because sa bank no mo say grant so de te say obi ache osika no e no mo de ye sa na anya grant o bosia na manfo ko bo na mo dade Akufo Addo won say e ka say o man no na anya Akufo Addo na ebu o mu twantoro de kire no yesisi ka akoso ni award contract na ye say conflict of interest statement is so mo da ba bonti chale na odin ene Akufo Addo ate a ese wodwane nua Ofori Atta ese ese bibia na dexis kra wo maye fo kra ente Ofori Atta na Akufo Addo kon gedegede sanso na ese sa Napo ni Akufo Addo kon anya saketwa asem de modu Captain Smart acheche ni nyinemo na wo chese daye ndi mahama ba na beba daye ndi mahama ba no beba ba omi akosoro ba fam kra JDM na beba hwe o ma JDM ba di ni 4 years no nko owia na ya toaso yeti Captain Smart brana oka nseme kire de nti asese Akufo Addo ko bebia on pese obama minister bia di nachi yeti
Jubilee House ntokwan de meka ho asem achina adenti na fanyo market kisi chief of staff nsa ho on that bus afanyo market kissed
shift in the mirana.
Mama yenye shifting. Sasa bibu sa de eti na afanyo market kisi chief of staff nsa chi we kosa pese me busa sa nya bia no chief of staff office no ya loko ana ya tum ana ye ntum se ya okay ya tum ana. I am only asking a very harmless peaceful question. Okay. What is happening between His Excellency the President and the running mates to Baumia at a certain point? Akubasa one sha Napo can never walk to the office of the President. There, minimu. Echna me bie ensembie ni achrew. Na wahunie me bi. And I have said this over and over again, time without number. Sir, mampeni die enyemre. When I said this drawing John Dramani Mahamad's time, some of my own that time MPP people thought that I was finding a very clandestine way of defending John Dramani Mahama. Listen, we are president, we Ghana TV. Aju we are obia kono, bedroom. Nessa we Ghana TV or what? Time e beja wa be kwa dado. Now all political shows are ending. Because maku political talk shows. Ena a shasi be 8:30. Echo the name. We are mampenia. Ebebo 8 na wabre yenka no kore, especially when wedi abru 60 70 echo anim wabre enunti na ma na adu mails one one now office of the president say, but what are you guys doing? Ghana mrane chere say wo ya banju e bo for awapon. Why are you still keeping my husband in the office? Please allow my husband to come home. I'm back home. Because Professor Mills, 8, 8:30, 9, me share a honorable Kojo Boadu. Yes, I share, yes, me 1 a.m. Now the document say, I come back Kojo Boadu, our Ministry of Finance and Economic Planning. 1 a.m. I was asked to call him. The man was awake. When him Edian Nakojo Banredu, of me Comfordu. Eti MPP circles no, when we me pa to say Fifi Boafo, of me Comfordu. Now, Honorable Samuel Sapon, na me nim so MPP ni say na time no me dealing na say no NDC ni, I didn't know. No, yes, serious fraud office. Boss, I was Shanty region, J. Akufo time. I thought so Akufo maintain Ujaf, say no, Ujaf NDC. One day of February, I said, Konfu. I'm saying, this man. Konfu, you got it because Konfu no, couldn't pay me. J. Akufo, Fremo Paria or Yeti for no, from me Konfu. Sisi Adapa, or from me Konfu. One FM Konfu MPP Bunu, Nanado count, there were less than 10 Konfu. Eti, Fifi Boafo ko baby ko din komo bi wo baby no tese wujafo, your friend Konfu Addo. Eti, Fifi Boafo frame say bisa no wa Fifi Boafo na ma do frɛ no. Bisa say o frɛ ko smart say o frɛ me Konfu. Me frɛ wujafo. O say Konfu, wo na idam say me na yesi me fa de emrɛ. Eti de me pesa me kyerɛ no say there are certain ministries say President Boadu onda you through finance ministry won na. Yes, I know I am sweating. I'm not going to wipe my sweat. I know why. Because JB na the energy ni say. I want to tell him say me I be comfortable. Eti President won't hear Ghana TV, won't hear Ghana radio. When the president take up 88.9. Sa BBC 4 station bi na wo krum ha no. And the president T. Ontario, I'm telling you. Now, voter regime, I mean, and I've told him several times. Say Nana, Peobi now informing. Nana, she will be. Now, informing, no information. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. See today. Your Excellency, maybe you thought that, but I knew why. Because through Kufuor's 8 years, I was an errand boy. I was moving from ministries to ministries, department to department, agency to agency. Afei na nana do ani aba de ho se padis na prano, wujafo is too late. Your Excellency, I have said it without time, without number, say, mentime. Afei na wujafo ni aba de ho se padis no prano. For the very first time, I want to do life in 2024. Oba festival no ni bu afu wamuna mimi ni Akufo Addo because I'm saving a life twice. Me say I no second that me minimum kura me nchirem. Obi en ho betimi force me. I'm a match that is why I keep saying I saved his life. Because me nipa no obo me ho ban, obo no ho ban. I mean can't ask something sure that say. They no obo me ho ban, obo no ho ban say. Dem fa no ntonchen. Afei na olba na who say padis no onu ana busuafo any ministers of our one padis na pra no but eno no nya the discussion for today. It's another say or see nipa bia obe win election 2024 obe hand over power to him. First, Nanado, or a certain position, he thought that when we were born, your father and the vice president, yeah, I have told you, but Umiani Papa was a traitor to Kwame Nkrumah. And the president, Eti, President Boadu, 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 Kwame Nkrumah, and Bawumia is still a traitor. A womojam. Ye wade bi wo ho a wotu mutan. Wuntimi nto ntwene da. So papa ye kromfo. Na we nya sofo papa bi mo na deliver wa me do nyame. Obebo kron once wawu. Bawumia papa na yi UP man Kwame Nkrumah time. It is the same Bawumia's papa ano yi Kwame Nkrumah man when the UP went ganged up against Kwame Nkrumah. That guy is still a traitor, and he is. And a wafa Ghana ni fa sireni oni fa edinachi. He ade a ye wasase so pass e di yinsen ya hyew. Na osan ye ohene eye o. Sabe tuwe pa na me ohene. Mahene ne de yinsen ya hye me. Wen yi anu yi e betu afi akonwa so. Hu yi anu yi e betu afi akonwa so. De se so ye na se eba no me ba magye atum. Emre bi yo sofo bi wo ba bi. Ne yiri ono ye tum ne yiri ye tum. Eno wo akwada broni kokokokokoko. Afa de padis bi de akire. Omo say abaya no den na na bi fisiri road na siri road fo be kokko. Minchirem minchirem da say the wadwen ye wo no fa de sa afei na nana do ehu say padis no edini bone. But your excellency, don't do the reshuffle na person oye no menye. It's too late. Stop it. But you see, some of us will go down in history that we wanted to save you. But some people around you who wanted to steal thought that were the bad nuts. You find no change, eh? Asampa eba me be adwuma nne mabreu. Because me kwa na me People's Assembly Friday of Anglo from 11:22. Me jina me na so awia no so saa up to 5:32. Ewango. Nana Kwadwo Apefa Nicholas Efo Japasu. They were asking me, wo energy do unya free hi. Menkwa na meti ase, ene me maame. Ene me nim baby me energy no e free. Emfa no ntonche. Nana Addo dankwa Akufo Addo 2022 budget. Also, budget to be a kind on behalf of the president. But I want to sit here and tell you, some of the budgets are not read on behalf of the president. Some of the budgets are expunged from the interest, egoistic understanding, the whims and caprices of some people around the president. That is why mysteriously, I want to use this word, mysteriously, J.A. Kufuor reshuffled Osafo midnight. Me matno memha. Me suya die. Enye classroom me suya die. Eti die hunya ya da sori ya homache na Osafo nya finance minister bi mu. Ye de amakojo ba redu. Yen fa no nchan. Na kroya ye womin 2022, Your Excellency, I promised you May, November, I will give you details of whatever is happening around you. If you want to take action, fine. If you don't want to take action, no problem, because how many days are left? You have barely 2 months to go. 7th January, you are not a president. John Dramani Mahama will take over. Take it or leave it. And let me say this. Nana Addo dankwa Akufo Addo 2022 budget. They established the Development Bank Ghana, DBG. Baby, amedui emodu. Me peso biya yi nasum. I have only 15 minutes to end Fabewoso. Pacho yiwasum ne dimechi. June 2022. Mashao Boadu from October said November we know, and yet I will use documents. And some of the documents, me myself, I am afraid to even project. But I don't know. I can ask my producer to come and airdrop this and put it on the screens. June 2022, this government, as part of their budget statement, promised the people of this country that they would put up, they will establish, they will set up a development bank Ghana. Now, this government secured a $750 million grant. Later we were told it's a loan. Say a casa grant ewa memuomu a eya chede. Say na enye grant no mubwa. Ofori Atta lied to us. That is why the president is angry with him. But let me ask you another question. I be Ofori Atta desk can be a sin that ye free or Jubilee house. Hard door. You see, Sami me ye CPP ni. Na me first Samia. Oye APC ni finance minister. Asembe to me. And fan who so ye mba. Inti ya toda party fufroba. Men fan finance minister. Nyame ne hene. $750 million. And a by way, and it's set up. Development Bank Ghana. Go and read 2022 budget for 2023. I think it was 2021 for 2022. Abani the taxpayers' money. Another 1 billion Ghana cedis or PPP. And so $750 million and so. And then the banker in 2022 year June I started boka. And let me say this, Your Excellency, if you want a copy of the internal audit report of the Development Bank Ghana, I got a copy. I can forward that to your office. Ghana for so what kind of report we are home? Corruption, mismanagement, procurement breaches, staff intimidation, conflict of interest, and also say you do baby a bansi onisika enti me kwadwo smart me mfaba semunsi o. I behave like Kwame Nkrumah because I am. Match now, baby, I'm a sikada. No, I call my account to me a bond. I was stand chat. Kone Komisa. I buy sick just smart. We seek an mafa. Because Ghana deka. Me didn't put a fancy me a brand here. Me what day, met me a hurry. Nemo, me mammy grow ya kufu. Any pennyphobia can one bon kwakura ne mberewa once one sikampo aban say wafa because Ghana boka na bank aban yatie e boka me share report ni nyina mu wie ye no. I read the report this whole night and I have a witness to tell you. As early as 2:45 a.m., I was awake. One thing I observed from the report, Sadamema Terminal, the following are some of the key issues that need attention by the government and donors. Me post the idea way on my Facebook wall. This is how I summarized the 57-page document. One, this is what I wrote. This one is what I wrote. This is what I personally wrote Okay. 1. Dominance of single source procurement. Me bro for no Pam secondary school timpacho. So me kaina anya woda fache me. 1. Despite the bank's stated preference for open competitive procurement, single sourcing was used for 67% of the vendor contracts reviewed by myself, Kwadwo Smart, representing a value of 418 million Ghana cedis in June 2023. A 360% increase from the previous year. This raises concern about potential favoritism and inflated costs. Now watch this. Bank na say ya me no ka say no. 2023 nkwano contract mu keke 750 million abande ko hono emu 418 million ayira through contract me na meka. Now watch this. Development Bank Ghana awarded 6 million in contracts to single consulting firm Asamoah and Williams Consulting. Mabodi, who is the owner? And surprisingly, this owner is also a worker. Any passer company way ayene dia no osanso ye adwuma our bank nim. He was awarded a $6 million contract for critical services. Mpacho bank mo amoye bankers wo Ghana and then you find the critical services. When him say adwuma staff na wo bank na banking in 2022. Sorry, wo mo ye no eno an ya sign the ama contract a consultant no. Eti ono de beba no na workers na ye wie but na etua $6 million. You are be a concentration risk. Where and you say representing concentration risk keke. But we so a contradicts standard best practices in vendor management. Okay, number 2, this is what I wrote. Procurement irregularities and conflict of interest. Multiple allegations have surfaced regarding improper procurement practices, with top executives appearing to abuse their position for personal gains. These include the following. Me say, me kind 57-page document no we no. Me will say any pebi wo bank ni mu a sanka Abraham Timanimu na waye na dwen say ono na emane cam 3 camera number 3 enti no say ekoto cam number 3 ne nan miensen a tripod na o say age me and me kwa akoto now afetie ade bia ehu na enwanwa e wasem we bu ne say computers. When we say that's on IT contract, now listen carefully. A $17 million IT contract was awarded highly questionable circumstances with a supplementary contract signed solely by the CEO, Mr. Kwamina Benti Enchelduka, Ninuya Enimrekuduka. By and large, one call it going to canon. By and large, bypassing required internal governance protocols. This transaction reeks of malpractice and deliberate undermining of institutional checks and balances. It's a quarter computers, JB. One quarter computers. Computers require $17 million. Just computers. IT contract. information technology contract, 17 million US dollars. This was solely signed by the CEO of Development Bank Ghana. His name is Mr. Kwamena Benti Enchil Duka. B, from what I wrote, the CEO of DBG, in breach of conflict of interest regulation, holds shares among the top 10 shareholders in Fidelity Bank, an institution that benefits from DBG's wholesale funding. The CEO has approved where a Pam Secondary School brofo patrol. The CEO has approved investment transactions in favor of Fidelity Bank, some at concessionary rates, further raising suspicion of ethical misconduct where a Pam brofo. We are there now, we are CEO, Emma Bank, ayete 2022. So we share Fidelity Bank Ghana shareholders 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. Ghana for in a 30.8 million. Any pattern of one sika pa doso. We shareholders of Fidelity Bank no. Papa ika home. And I want Fidelity Bank to come out because that is my best bank in this country. I save with Fidelity Bank. I love Fidelity Bank. But this one, I need answers from Fidelity Bank Ghana. Somebody must come clear and clean. C, why many suspects suspect that some board members of DBG, those of you calling me, stop calling. Because this story, nobody can gag us. We will do it. Stop calling my phone. Okay. Why many suspect that some board members of DBG are in collusion is that the current board chairman of CBD, Dr. Yao Ansu, is also the board chair of GIRSAL, GIRSAL. We are board chairman. Emma Development Bank Ghana. The same person is the board chairman, Emma GIRSAL, where the latter has benefited from projects under the guise of his induced and coerced collaboration. So nipa na oye board chairman Emma DBG no ono aso oye board chairman Emma sa company for the GIRSAL and go for kind of GIRSAL. One of such projects is an existing compact of 19.6 million Ghana cedis to implement activities in some 5 priority agricultural value chain, where Mofes extension remain a mere collaborator only on paper, just to tick the boxes. In the face of this conflict of interest, how can the chairman truly exercise his duty professionally? Who watches over the compromised watchman? 3, significant cost variation. The report uncovered substantial discrepancies between estimated and actual cost for several projects, raising concerns about budgetary control and transparency. I want to cite an example here. The cost for office fit out. Mr. True, office fit out here then. Akonya, table, air conditioning, workstation, den, carpet, afeti. The cost for office fit out. Sabrofu e no anadwo me frɛ nipa miensa. Say for them to tell me, I am saying nobody should call me. I know the numbers. Because I've spoken to all of you that nobody can stop me on this matter. I'll forward the internal audit report to our lawyer. That is why I am telling you what I summarized. And the lawyer of Media General will advise going into details of this particular issue. And so I realize here, and TV no and coin and so there has been an instruction that the gentleman is not against the president. He wanted the best for him. Apim. The cost for office fit out for the 5th floor skyrocketed by 65% from an estimated $600,000 to an actual expenditure of $991,000 without adequate justification provided to the procurement committee. Now watch this. You see a diner bank no woman. You see us here. 1st floor, 2nd floor, 3rd floor, 4th floor, 5th floor. It's a brosena tosu enumno. Sika ya di to nkonya. Tiebiye enkonya any table egu mu no eye $991,000, almost $1 million. Money ye dey you said to nkonya. Your Excellency, I know you are watching this morning. $991,000 ye dia to nkonya. Meanwhile, sir, ukwaji besia ana bank bia or transactia or insurance or your insurance at the toso. That way, now you stress say the National Security Minister, Honorable Albert Kandapa, Bank of Ghana should step in now. Because this is dangerously dangerous. They can take over. But I've got some questions that I demand answers immediately from my summary. This is what I did. I summarized this. Now, in order for you to know, sir, and yes, sir, my Bobby team, and yes, my Bobby team, and I make a assumption on the way. Internal Audit Report Department, Procure to Pay Risk Management, Internal Audit Report, DBG 2024/02. I want you to see it so that you don't sit anywhere and say that somebody is sitting somewhere. No, Baba, no, can you pay? Don't worry your body. Come back home. I just want you to know. Me pesa me ma wo ti ase se. Ba can't show pesa o mem ha. Panie to Akufo Addo bedroom baby on Rebecca Damete. Jimmy Simin fee. And I have questions to ask. The report reveals lack of thorough due diligence on certain vendors, particularly those involved in high-value contracts. This failure to properly vet vendors raises red flags about potential risks, including financial instability, non-compliance with regulations, and potential reputational damage to DBG. Now, who caused them? That's my first question. Second question. Instances of overlapping or repeated deliverables from different consultants raise questions about the effectiveness of contract management and potential waste of funds. Now, who caused them? Question number 3. Despite a warning from the Bank of Ghana, now watch this. The Bank of Ghana wrote to this bank alerting them of the fraud, the rot, the financial malfeasance, financial mismanagement, and all. So this is what I wrote. Despite a warning from the Bank of Ghana in 2023, DBG continues to price some services in US dollars, violating the central bank's directive. This persistent disregard for regulation highlights a concerning lack of compliance. The next question is, now who caused some? Question number 4. The report which I read and I've just shown you points to a lack of clear procedure for handling cost variations, raising concerns about transparency and accountability in the bank's financial management. The absence of a code of conduct for the procurement function, as mandated by law, further amplifies these concerns. The question is, now who caused some? My final question, after which I will tell Sammy that the things he highlighted and summarized had nothing to do with intelligence. It got to do with the bank. DBG's internal governance structure appears to be severely compromised by the unchecked influence of certain executives and board members. Whistleblowers within the institution have reported a toxic corporate culture marked by intimidation, arbitrary reassignment of staff, and even non-strategic termination of those who will not yield to the CEO's whims and caprices. There is suppression of dissent, baseless suspensions stemming from personal grievances of the CEO and general disregard for employees' rights. The question is, now who caused some? I must say this without any fear or favor, that the CEO has created a climate of fear characterized by unreasonable threats and a pervasive culture of silence that has allowed numerous procurement irregularities and unethical governance practice to remain unchallenged. Mami can say binchra na obi ewo bank we mu odi oye party me pese me chirem na obi ehu nipa kono na nipa no oye party CEO B of bank B oja ne yire wo fie na ode ne girlfriend koi and obi so twa pictures enipa na o twa pictures wo party na se no ono onim say Sami girlfriend ni Grace onim say Nana Kwame ba obi an ge afia pam and ono so post pictures no okwai see or say identity nipa na oye party no wa makwan mo obi abetwa mfoni e wase nti wa suspend no we say there's more to come. And then mama we buy no mama kai obi a oka twia, and the DC asked, who said twia? me summary way say ya me TV so me copy dia to Facebook, but I again want to reiterate the fact that Makachra na masha boss November we no is a month of document and serious exposure. Serious expose. That's what is going to happen this month. This is the very first Monday of this month. Share. We any you maybe the any nyan e kira say keke. Keke. Okay. We no a mame nkosoro Me catch us say 57 pages. My main highlight. Oh, what's there now? Yeah. Oh, paper way. Machine way. I said, Obia my bribe. Oh, shut up and listen to me. Bam ye. Bam. 57 pages. And I told you, is there. I have finished reading it. And I dream it and temper. By 8:30, na uja for na me call. Because I had an agenda. And I'm sorry. I catch us and say, Fatum. And he 57 pages. Yet ye be na Ghana buying essay was set up bank. Your Excellency, I will forward this document to your WhatsApp number. The 027. So check it. Check it now. I will forward this document to His Excellency the President. With him. With me was saying me never me bought audio no. Me bo wi a me nka ho hwe ne me gya to wonam ko. Na me maka kire wo se hwe me wi ase a me ba ye wo ho me ni bibia ye wo. So wadwo se me wo hwe ye a oboa me ni hwe ye. Me wadage pa adage a me wo na e Ghana. Me ni hwe ye apart from Ghana. Eno a opa fra me ma me sesi a ne bisa no. Me ka kire se wo so wo be wo ba Ghana fo age wo ba fi wo nsem. Bisa mame afi o say kwadwo omo ye den kra me na me wo na so wo boa. Opa fra me mame sesi na busa no me wadage e wo man Ghana ho sesi ya me no ka say sa bank na ye tin 2022 o so wa boka 700 million Ghana cedis ba show Pakwesi Ndium bank ye gunu Dr. Kwamanado for bank yagunu. Kote Jani bank yagunu. Royal bank yagunu. Maminka asem we nchira banks na yagunu no Baumia and a gunu. Now let me tell you why Baumia and a gu banks no. Watch this. Time Baumia Oba Ghana hano enye je Akufo and a fan the Bank of Ghana, Dr. Kwabena Dofo, and a far Baumia Bank of Ghana, that time, no a Bank of Ghana governor. So we need ma bisono ankasa Baumia no kanchero. That time no then the NDC party card number. I don't know if I'm permitted to mention it. Come on, pop out behind this party card no mama. I still have a copy. And you see, and MPP penny for one Ghana hey in that time and another danko Akufo Addo bone din no moja. Because that kind of Ofori our affiliation with the NDC. It's 2008. July, when we call Nigeria, Echo Pesika when Obasanjo called them that they were looking for money. They were asked that what is this guy doing here? They were referring to Ofori. He must leave the meeting before we continue. Mr. Ofori now, one I witness. He was asked to leave that meeting and he left in 2008 July. Men sama minimum krum ha any information here woman nsem no aya na nsem bi wo ho a mempese meko they were rather looking for a running mate for Nana Addo Akufo Addo. I am sitting here today and I'm saying this on authority. I don't care wherever anybody will invite me, I will come and prove to you say Nana Addo Akufo Addo the selected Baumia, it was Ofori and Gabi Ocheredako. That time, na Ofori ne bank no pay ba em aye ne yem ne betim So Boadu was the one, no a Bank of Ghana governor. The only person who was working on it was Mahamudu Bawumia. Now listen to this history and story well. So we could baby aka what can ye cause 7:30 pepe me. One. Nina kwa kosi ye no. Bawumia was able to help Ofori Atta secure whatever documentation or whatever. Because don't forget that Bawumia had an oversight responsibility over the risk and surveillance over Bank of Ghana. Main code details. Because sika bi yira wo see one time bi koso ewo ho eno enye nne be 15th November ho kono. I'll bring you documents and evidence. Nimbie ma no nka asema minimum da. Ena me nka asa Bawumia wieska misisika yira wo. Sika betuma yira wo fie e bedroom na da wo adwuma. But I know the nonsense I am talking about. It's a do set that not do here obia. Oben running mate, no. He was scouting. And then Ofori Atta and Gabi Ochedako said that, oh, we know this gentleman at the Bank of Ghana. But that's the son of Alhaji Bawumia, a very prominent NDC person. Nana Jubilee. Abranti and Waping. Boadu. Yabutre na fano. Eti na ma ansa na Bawumia 2008 dem ameka se media mi banu mansumanu ye de ndi sisika sa na afenu sa. O kai sa asem no. Krom ha ye nim nsam o. Mi banu mansumanu. Eti Bawumia ma me ye me dance ni. Anything pine. Ena MPP penny for what party mu that time. When we hear meeting no Kennedy Japan wan kobi temye. Sa meeting na when we hear no Kennedy wan kobi. Sa meeting when we hear Okumase ahojo. Hotel na when we hear sa meeting no. Wo free eye ahojo roundabout. Na wo kwa Santase roundabout. Oko kakra obefa wonsa right. Ofa right one crofo ton cars wo ho. Okwa abekwa kotu T junction. Na wafa right say bi. No obefa wo left rather. Ufi ahojo roundabout kwa obefa wo left. Ufa left na okoya be 10 seconds drive. Obekwa kotu T junction. Na wafa wonsa right. Obekono na sa hotel no so eda wonsa left. Wo Kumase na hu hotel ni di. E ho na MPP mpanifo no eye meeting no time anana do dankwa Akufo Addo ye na adwen so obefa Bawumia. Eno na Kennedy Japan nya hint. A ne bufu ye the very first person oba TVs no radio so say on pene ma ye mfa Bawumia. Because they knew say his father was a traitor. Ne papa yi Kwame Nkrumah man. Na ne papa so sa so yi UP man ye wo parliament. Tino munim no. Sa de na ye de ye wo mojam. Nti Abrante no obeyi Ghana ama. I swear. Oda pa mo fama na mo hwade. Me se guy no obebi betray Ghana. Oda mo pa mo fama mo do man na mo hwade. Obebi betray Ghana cause wo mojam. Ide ewo ni mojam. Anko be fa Ghana ni ne running mate. Chebibiom nko be fa Ghana ni as running mate. This is what happened. And a pa uja for the father. Eti banks na ye gu ni krom hano. I am telling you today about me ne gu no. Because na de akoduru ina ne say Ofori Atta bowa hen ese Bawumia de nsa gu nachi. Bawumia hen aje Gabi bo hen na Napo sorry Bawumia de nsa gu nachi. Why? These are the two people who spearheaded, manipulated, re-engineered, re-facilitated, re-orchestrated to push him to become the running mate of the cousin and uncle. So, who becomes the hatchet man? Baumia cabinet. Abrante bi per se, onone bank. Eti bi jina brane. Eti bibia beko cabinet a efa finance ho any banking ho bia no omu piamba Baumia na Baumia defend. That is why Baumia single-handedly defended the collapse of 17 innocent banks. They published the report. Unfortunately, on our part, some of us, we took the report and reviewed the report as it was that time that was being prepared. But when I left multimedia, I said, no, let me go deeper into this matter. Something doesn't add up. Because obi ti se kwabana for ono odi ne sika mba ban besia na ban de twa contract sika nti aban de ne ka na wo ye de na wo de me ka na ukum me ba ugu me bank Parkwesi ndom GN Bank aban kwaje several billions ewo Parkwesi ndom odi twa contract sika se de be yo metumi aye kwan ma aban te de na but when I mean be a document no kwanyo go back to this. Then I realized that something was actually fishy. Some things were actually not adding up. All because somebody wanted his bank to rule over all the banks. And because Baumia was a corporate, he also succumbed to their understanding and the music they were playing. Fast forward. And banks. And one of the things Dr. Mahamadou Baumia said, and I went quickly to Google to research into it, said, UK Krano, a year clean up our banking sector. I quickly went out there, Google it, found it, read it on Adom FM. Faber was so like this, Bumusa, say UK Kurayibi. Not knowing it was clandestinely pushed to kill certain national interest for somebody's parochial interest. And as of that time, if I said anything about the banks, owners, forgive me. Workers, forgive me. Because I had a report from the national security that I was reviewing. And I've taken my time over the years to go deeper into this. It's taken me over 4 years to research, to investigate, to come out with this. All of a sudden, SIC Suegu, SIC for CEO, let me tell you, managing director, your document is here. This month, the Busum November, we want a humba. Na me pa na me da fie. Me perso me na fie. This month, November, is a dangerous month. SIC, Monkrata Waha. Data Bank, Monkrata Waha. Enterprise Insurance, Monkrata Waha. ADB, Monkrata Waha. And I buy more from a Bob Prudential Bank, Bessia Mosimuntiano, Monkrata Waha. Prudential Bank, Meshadam ko save you, so I can become a customer. No matter interest. Because as a customer, I have shares in there. I have interest. So I have an account or Prudential Bank. I buy more ministers, MPs, any government functionaries. Mabo Prudential Bank, Besiamfie na Musimuntiano, Mebu Bumudin. Sao Kai say, and maybe I be saying kono. Abanya no was so that time I think it was Rawlings's government. As a J. Akufo Addo mu no wo kai say the Nkrofo list beto wa mabo ADB bank besia. That time na papa ya ofi voter reg ofi Keta, I've forgotten his name. Oh. And Victor Salome was a deputy finance minister. Bakubi was a Greek or something minister. I've forgotten the name. You do me na list beto abontengi. So mabo ADB besia omuntuai. The same thing is happening at Prudential Bank. And me can't say me slow, me evidence. Man to we no, me lawyer friend me am si so muje wadoa. Me boss wa lawyer friend me am si so muje. But me the Development Bank Ghana and a chassis ene echna bukuada yawada any fiada me wie bank no. Na fe ma call SIC. If you SIC a meko Prudential Bank. Me free Prudential Banker. Meko Bank of Ghana. Report that Bank of Ghana for the Babontain womu boa. The original draft no menya copy. Draft na omo ye the draft no proper draft na ekoko company fo bi ho e mo massage ye no mo Ghana she ye no me wo draft copy no me wo eti ye the omo publishing to her na the draft no so ato her ye be do November ending 30 days are September, April, June, and November. All the rest are 31, except February alone, which has 28 days and 29 days in the leap year. Yeah, we do 30th November. Now what we want to 30 days are September, April, June, and November. All the rest are 31. Now what we want to I have only 3 minutes. It's a person who say. O maina asay no me enya say na minimo na minim but bibia nipa wo ye bia no you got to be strategic rot na e what system imu no ho. But let me say this before I come back me di kan catch the right from the beginning of this show and then edition say president ye ma won hwe Ghana TV anamwa some catch there ye ma won tie Ghana radio. Ubeko president living room. Yeah, can hall CNN. Ubeko the bedroom BBC. Da Nana do first no show Al Jazeera. And omo ka chen Al Jazeera 4 years expose no am say hey on show Al Jazeera biom. Omema president I stress no do to BBC o Nana do bedroom. Eti CNN BBC BBC etoda ABC. Eti we a president the one ho no pesa what na what but a toda so we extra smart a toda so we super extra smart but I think said Nanado asemi o catch yen say he wanted to run fast or he was running fast or person go speed into appointing 125 ministers. Let me sit here and tell you today on authority 60% of the rot in our system was orchestrated by Baumia. Me come you. Me say 60%. Jubilee, Katasisha, Proye, and Kankaya, Akoso, Ewo 2017. Ebe say na me no kase. Ohanchi chemedue sia e Baumia na kose ye. And by the end of November, you will understand. Say some enemy chat on so. What was that TV in Tengoy? So was that TV no? Tengoy, Console. Mama Mistiano. Eti. Emanana do bedru eye anro. Mayana manye. Uja funa waja machire omudi enti otrene nsa mensa no call machi enye se na me pese machi na because this was live on TV. The atiani say tiemiye the atiani say afei na akwakora no na ni aba de ho so bad your excellency is too late. Your excellency this is too late. Unfortunately, you have actually lived your 8 years as the president of the republic. I salute you, sir. God bless you, and may he give you long life, so you will see proper governance and how a vice president, to say Jena no Poku Ajiman, will behave. I want Nanado to live to see how a female vice president, Professor Jenana Opoku Ajiman, will act as a trustworthy, loyal vice president. It's in another assignment, okay? Or say, first, no say, oh, honey over Mama Hama.
Mayana,
oh, honey over Mama Hama.
Mayana, Mayana.
I say, well, Nanado say, Eni pebia Ghana for be kwa koto aba amano no. Ono ena ono Nanado obe hande over ede amano. Pacho wutie ni tra meboa na wonti ase. When Nanado was coming, this is a purely security issue, but the CAW ntina mi chiro mu. Nanado ba ye no. Nanado bedru ye no. One for be ndi na che vinkra ya ba. Apart from Captain Koda, only 2 bodyguards. Me, let me tell you, national security in my ebida.
Fellow Ghanaians.
If you watch it, they use local entourage. Eti, Anglo DC, any honorable lecture, water regional minister, they left the festival grounds, Deba grounds, straight to baby a helicopter because here, all by the north lecture come. Apart from honorable Lydia Alasa, not even a single minister. And Nanado didn't do it. And Yamiya Adoma Friday, Patraya Monkaime Friday, Mamurefi, Metro Dientia, Nanado, upper ministers in the free Nachi.
Mayana, Maya.
Afena, Kwekue who say, Padis Nia Crom for, but I too late.